Okay, let's turn though to the big story that's breaking. Bangladesh's acting head Muhammad Yunus has called the Hasina verdict, where she's been given the death penalty, a verdict that has offered justice to thousands. Bangladesh is now seeking Sheikh Hasina's extradition. The Bangladesh government wants India to extradite Sheikh Hasina, who's been here since August last year. The Bangladesh government says sheltering a mass murderer is an act of enmity. The Ministry of External Affairs says India has noted the verdict on Sheikh Hasina. The MEA says India committed to the best interests of the people of Bangladesh. So India being put in a spot by that death penalty verdict there in Dhaka. What should India do? What is India likely to do next? Geeta, Moana, Diplomatic Affairs Editor joining me. Ahmed Mabroor, Editor, Bangladesh News joining me from Dhaka. First to you, Geeta. Bangladesh making it clear that Sheikh Hasina must be extradited to Bangladesh at the earliest after this death penalty. Is India looking at a via media now?
Well, Rajdeep, they have invoked the extradition treaty between Dhaka and New Delhi. But this is a very guarded statement that's coming from New Delhi, given that they need to engage Bangladesh and yet need to protect Sheikh Hasina in a way.
Bangladesh is acting. Yeah, go ahead.
Right.
Also, go ahead, Geeta.
Right, and they also need to protect Sheikh Hasina in many ways than one. So are they going to look at a third country is something we'll have to wait and see. For now, the caveat within the extradition treaty is important, where political prisoners, people seeking asylum because of political persecution, and ones who have been given a death penalty or very serious crimes being charged against them in a court that by unelected governments are caveats within the extradition treaty. So yes, India is going to use those caveats, not extradite her anytime soon, but they will be looking at options where India is not left in an uncomfortable position with a very, very near neighbor, that's Bangladesh. So is this going to be another country, or will Sheikh Hasina be hosted over here? And the respect that India needs to accord to Awami League, given that all other political parties in Bangladesh are never going to be pro-India, Rajdeep, they're always going to be anti-India.
Right.
And so India needs to invest in Awami League.
Well, we wait and see whether India will therefore allow Sheikh Hasina to stay on. There's even talk that she could be tempted to move to Dubai, a country with which Bangladesh has good equations. We are also joined by Ahmed Mabroor, Editor, Bangladesh News. Ahmed, can you tell us what the mood on the ground there in Dhaka is after this big verdict? I know that the line isn't the best, but a quick response from you.
Okay. First of all, thank you for inviting me. Right now, Bangladesh is quite peaceful. Actually, some people expected that immediate after the verdict, as a reaction, there may be some chaos or turmoil or some violences, but so far, Dhaka is quite normal, and people are leading almost a normal life. So I am not watching anything abnormal or anything concerning.
So where are the Awami, are you saying the Awami League supporters are completely silent at the moment? They haven't responded?
Yeah, they are actually they're working in the social media. I think that is their proposition, but not on the street. So far, in last couple of days, Ahmadi protesters, they have made some small procession or some cocktail blast or something else, but
Right.
that actually didn't affect the life. Actually, that Dhaka is a very much densely populated city. And although America has tried the level, but I think they have failed to actually hold the citizen life.
Okay, so what you're saying, no protest there at the moment over that verdict from the Awami League. Clearly, the government fully in control. Ahmed, I appreciate you joining us for that quick response. We're having a bit of a problem with his line. Remember, all of this has happened on a day when Bangladesh's International Crimes Tribunal has sentenced their former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina to death for crimes against humanity after a government's violent crackdown on student-led protests last year. The court held that Hasina knew about the firing and used lethal weapons against the protesters, calling it a grave violation of human rights. Hasina has hit back and said that the entire court was a kangaroo court and has been a witch hunt against her. Take a look at our top story.
Dhaka is erupting again. Streets packed with protesters, police in full gear, and a capital bracing for unrest. Bangladesh's International Crimes Tribunal on Monday sentenced Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina to death for the crackdown she ordered on student protesters in 2024 that led to the loss of many lives. As the verdict was read out, the courtroom erupted with claps, cheers. The tribunal found Hasina guilty of crimes against humanity, including conspiracy to commit mass killings. The tribunal held that the former Prime Minister knowingly authorized a brutal state crackdown. The court ordered death sentence on the charge of Hasina ordering to kill protesters and on the charge of Hasina's failure to prevent atrocities.
She committed the same crime, that is the crime against humanity, on another count for causing the killings at Ashulia of Sabar, killing of 6 persons. For all these 3 counts, we have decided to inflict her with only one sentence, that is sentence of death.
And while the courtroom celebrated, outside members of a party, Awami League, took to the streets, protesting the judgment, calling it judicial assassination and warning of a dark precedent. With tensions climbing, Dhaka is now under an unprecedented security blanket. Sheikh Hasina is currently in India, where she has taken asylum, at a time when her country finds itself at crossroads. Reacting to the verdict, oust Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina called the ruling biased, politically motivated and issued by a rigged tribunal with no democratic mandate. Bureau